Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Azam Samir and I belong to Archaeology and Cultural Heritage Study. Today I have come with the new information about research in archaeology. Uh, it is very important. If you are studying archaeology, you should have some uh, anthropological, sociological, and cultural knowledge as well. With this, your written observation should be strong and you should be very familiar with all the tactics which are used to depict your research on a white paper. So, today I would let you know how to write archaeology research paper. How to write the research paper on the subject of archaeology. It is a genuinely unanimous factor that it is unanimity in all the research papers while you are working on scientific methods. The systematic way of writing research paper has been followed by good scholars. So I would let all you people know about the methods, process, and experiences which are involved to write good manuscript in your endeavors while you are studying archaeology or teaching archaeology. First of all, I would share with you that archaeology has been treated as a scientific subject, but some country it is still treated as a theoretical subject and branch of a history. But these days, archaeology has turned into a very, marketing subject. Here, the people are trying to cash their culture, their heritage into a new scientific and technical approaches that attract the visitors, that attract the foreigners, and resultantly, the tourism have been, enhanced by some countries such as China, England, America, Brazil, etc. How to write a research paper? First of all, firstly, when you have planned to do a research on any site, on any monument, or on any cultural building or vernacular architecture, you should go for it. First of all, suppose if you are going to do your research as excavating some sites, first of all, you have to get the data material through which you can run your site, run your research, and expose your capability how to depict your got material and how you can deliver all the information you have gathered. There are some important aspects of writing a research paper. Firstly, your writing should be simple, serene, and understandable. The people would understand how to write a research paper, and the people would get knowledge from your writing. This is very important, and your paper should be for the commoners, for the researchers, and for the students and academic people. Secondly, your paper should be clear and there should not be any ambiguity, which reviewers of that paper, make some hesitation to pass your research paper. Thirdly, your paper should be published in a very renowned journal. In this sense of understanding, uh, the very big name is Nature. If your paper is high quality, you can send your paper for the Nature. Then there are also some journals which are having the indexing of SSCI or SCI. I suggest your paper should be under the indexing of SSCI or SCI. SSCI Social Sciences Scientific Index. Then SCI, Scientific Citation Index. So, Social Sciences Scientific Index and Scientific Citation Index, these are the best platform of indexing where you can send your paper, submit your paper to any journal. Uh, then there is another stage, another category of research paper, that is Scopus, then Copernicus, and then peer-reviewed paper, or maybe some papers which are under some organization or institution such as HEC recognized paper, and some universities also have started their journals. But I recommend you don't send your research to very lower journal. uh, it would definitely have impact on your research activities. Then I was talking about very important points. Your writing should be understandable, and fourthly, your research paper should focus what the material you have. Don't mince upon the matter. Don't you know away from your focusing thing. Be around the research data. Try to concise your research, and your referencing should be strong. Then your all the writing sentences should be clear and lucid. And fifthly, and very importantly, your abstract and your conclusion should be strong. If you try to summarize your paper, the summary of your paper should be well delicately made, and your conclusion should cover all the things which you have entered into your research paper. Technically, and archaeological research papers and other research papers should have some points. Suppose in a first line you have to write your introduction, not start with the abstract. I am again advising you, don't start your research paper with the abstract first. Abstract should be the last of your research paper. First of all, you should start with the introduction heading, or background. Some writer, if you are writing a research paper on a site, definitely you have also to put the location of your site. But some people, they just ignore and write all the introduction, location, and background in the heading of introduction. Then the second, you should write the heading research methods. uh, what research method you followed. And some researchers, they write literature review first. I observe some journal, they recommend to write results first, then literature review, then research methods, and then discussion, and then conclusion. But on the whole, first heading should be the introduction, then literature review, and then research methods or methodology, what type of research method you used. Just write in a concise way, not in a big, not try to enter extraordinary or irrelevant writings into the research method. Then you have to write results, which are very important part of the research paper. Then discussion, you can also add the results and discussions, and sometime you can also treat discussion part as a solely. Then in the final, you should write conclusion, and some journal they recommend discussion and conclusion. You can also add them. And finally, you should write, bibliography or references. There are many types of references, such as APA style, such as Harvard style, and some other styles also, treated by the scholars. And it has been, clearly written when you are going to submit your paper. You have to follow the referencing style. But I saw myself usually Harvard style and APA styles. In the social sciences, APA style is renowned or famous. Uh, this is the structure of a research paper. Your research paper should be published at least in an SSCI or SCI, Scientific Citation Index, or Social Sciences Citation Index. Under the index, there are also many indexes such as Scopus and social sciences indexes. Then your paper should be properly given, reference style. Sometimes you use the writer's name and the date of publication. Sometimes you use 1 2 3 4 5, and these 1 2 3 4 5 numbers are given in the end, and you just write down the bibliography. I saw in Chinese journal usually, and most of all, they follow 1 2 3 style. And in England or American journals, I saw they have to they have to put the reference into the lines with the name of your writers and the date of publication, any research paper or any book. Which type of references you can use? You can use books as a references, research paper, published research paper, reports, then interviews, then some conferences. There are also some types of research paper, such as purely research paper, review paper, research reports, conference proceedings, or sometimes an article or manuscripts, which is just based on one title, and you have to write 4 to 5 paragraph and send into the journal. You can also write book review as well. Finally, I would recommend you, when you are going to write your research paper, you should have you know read your research paper again and again. Then you should send it to your professor or supervisor. He will read it again and again. And finally, when you are satisfied, then send into a good journal, not very low journal. Maybe your research paper would be rejected, but it is not a rejection. It is actually the hope, and you would be given some suggestions. Try to follow those suggestions and make your research paper as perfect as you can. Thank you so much.